All right. Let's get ready for the unedited podcast, everybody. So, this video, I'm expecting a lot of controversial comments that are going to be here. Half of you are really going to dig what I'm about to say. Half of you mostly are not, because this changes the way that you see reality. So, these are one of the more controversial topics I've come across that I've always wanted to share with people. And I feel with current situations, how there's UFOs everywhere and there's missing TikTokers with, who's filmed these kinds of paranormal occurrences. I feel the year of 2023 is the start of the year where people actually go and believe this stuff or are open minded to change their reality on everything they know. If we are to get into this subject that we're going to, you have to assume that everything you learned in history class is not real. Now, is that easy for us to do? No, even for me, because I spent years learning that stuff, and you're telling me that everything I knew was the way it was supposed to work is not, it is how it's supposed to work. I don't know if that came out right, but I hope that you see where I'm going with this. Today, we're going to talk about the existence of giants. Okay, so you're like, okay, you're watching too much anime, or are you like 5 years old and you're reading those books your mom bought you when you were a kid, giant beanstalk stuff? No. What if giants were real? What if giants really existed on this earth and actually lived with human beings like the Bible said, or the book of Enoch, right? That said that essentially these things called the Nephilim are these giants born out of fallen angels and human women. And these things once roamed all around the earth and caused havoc and chaos amongst all of us. Human beings, tribes of people tried to fight off these human-eating giant cannibals. And that's why we see in almost every single culture across the globe the existence of dragons and giants, because they existed, right? This all sounds so mythical, so magical, like we're in a Hogwarts or something. But that's not what I'm trying to get at here. I'm trying to get at, that before the 20th century, in like 1910, years before that, there were uncoveries of 7 feet to 12 feet giant bones in the ground. But for the past 100 years, that stopped being reported. There was news in the New York Times of finding bones up to 7 foot plus size. Giant bones. But why has that stopped now? Because there's a narrative being called out that the whole world revolves around us, that we were the first ones to ever exist, that human beings are the top of the food chain, right? But that's not the reality. The reality is that in the books, there were giants across every single civilization. Every single one. So does that change your reality and prospect of everything? Does that tell you that, hey, not only giants, but what about other civilizations that existed here before the giants, before us, or in the same way as those giants, that they had technologies before us? Atlantis? How did the Egyptians get the pyramids made? It starts to change your reality and perception on everything that's ever existed. So we're saying that if there are giants, then we are not the only smart beings, intelligent beings in this existence on Earth, that there probably are some that are hidden, right? Well, I'm not sure if you guys have seen like current news about, the TikToker that disappeared that filmed a giant, or those soldiers in Afghanistan who said they witnessed a giant inside of a cave. But if that were true, are these things hiding from us? And what about cryptids? I don't know if you guys have seen in Thailand these small little monkey-like creatures that can sing and communicate in this little civilization. Are those things real as well? If we are to accept the cryptids and the aliens and the giants and the UFOs appearing everywhere, does that change their perception of reality? What about science? That's just something that science cannot describe, right? So is science even real? So if we were to accept giants, can we accept dragons as well? What about magic? What if everything that we knew or we disregarded as mythology or not even real, Greek gods, all that kind of stuff, in reality is real? That is the real stuff. Because if you think about it, magic was just the science of years past. It was called alchemy, right? So what if our science right now in 100 to 200 years is going to be treated as this magic that we're treating right now? That they're going to make a Harry Potter movie out of science because they have some new kind of religion that they aspire to in that decade, and we just become a thing of the past. The scientists are the wizards. The doctors are the magicians of the past. So if you were to think that everything in that kind of regard, does that really change your way of looking at life? Like for me, just the existence of these things called giants, if we were to believe them, so years ago there existed greater civilizations and greater beings than ourselves. What about dinosaurs? What about the trees? Have you heard of the theory that trees in those days are not the same trees that we have today? Yeah, it's a deleted video on YouTube. They didn't let the video stay up, because it changed the reality of how we look at nature as well. Well, they're saying that basically there's these like huge tree-like mountains, all like the Devil's Rock, I think it's called. And those are the real trees of our earth, while the trees that we think that we climb, and that's more just like grass. What if that were true? Does that mean in 100 years there will be an ant-like human civilization that'll look at our flowers as these huge trees and our trees as huge mountains? Is civilization just going to get smaller and smaller and smaller? Or should we accept that this whole world has more other intelligent species than just the human race? And we were to accept that, I think that'll just change our way of looking at everything that we know. Please put in the comments, guys, what you guys think about this. And I guess if any of you are doing your own research on the giants, or these kind of new UFO phenomenons are happening all throughout the world, you can tell me as well, because I'm super interested in this kind of stuff. I've been really getting into this stuff lately. But these are some of the topics that I'm afraid to talk on YouTube, to be honest. One really big reason is because, well, I hate to say it, but there is a certain type of narrative or agenda, and that usually ends up in a lot of censoring. I'm not just talking about monetization here. I mean, there's just some stuff that people have put out that's gotten, channels deleted, all that kind of stuff. So you really need to play the game well. But even though a lot of these videos are, subjected to that, there is truth if you look hard enough, or even just open your eyes to the world around you. Let's talk about the rocks. A lot of people say that rocks are just petrified giants. Have you ever noticed why some rocks look like human faces or body parts? Well, they said that back in the day, right? There was this huge the flood that came, and then during that time, we survived, but most of the giants didn't survive and were petrified to become rocks. That's why you see a lot of rocks, they have human faces. Some are even crazy. Just go Google images, penis-shaped rock, or V-word shaped rock. You'll see a lot of, penis-shaped rocks. So why are there so many of those, or human-shaped rocks? Could that explain that there were once huge mountain-like sized giants that were petrified by the water? See, all this kind of stuff, it's really hard to find on YouTube. And of course, it's not even going to get on trending. For sure it won't. But if you look hard enough, you'll see a whole new aspect to the world. So yeah, hopefully, I know this video is a little bit off the rails in what most people on the mainstream believe. But please think about it. I'm not telling you to go absolutely believe it like, oh, it's a religion, but at least open your eyes to the possibility of this being a reality. And also question, what is reality? Is reality what we perceive it? Or is there a mainstream reality being put on every single one of us, but that isn't real?